So apologies, I would normally be doing this live, however I've not done it live this morning. I've got a school run to do at 8 o'clock, so we've missed the bus, so I thought I would record this beforehand. I'll then obviously get the kids ready and then obviously we'll go to school. So that's the beauty of trading though. So just to obviously go through a few things this morning, what is happening, that's obviously my FX book. But we've obviously had interest rate decision from Bank of Japan. Nothing really heavy. It wasn't as expected. We don't have a lot coming on today. However, everyone's like, why is market moving the way it is? We've got a massive week, massive week. We've got Aussie inflation data tomorrow. We've got interest rate decision for Canadian dollar. We've got interest rate decision for US dollar. We then go on to Thursday. We've got inflation data for euro. We've got interest rate decision for the UK. We've got an interest rate decision for euro. There's a lot going on. Plus we've got this Iranian war. Plus we've got everything else going on. It's just mad. So that's not, markets aren't sitting still for a second here. So dollar looking like it's recovering, and obviously we're buying the dollar this morning, or we're buying the pound backs, because obviously this 98,500, which was quite key, is holding. Remember, we opened up Sunday night, massive dunked all the way down, broke through 98,500, was testing yesterday evening, was testing, but now we've actually cleanly broken through and retested, and we're on the way up. So I think we're on the right direction, and I think we should see a bit of dollar recovery. Remember, everything this week is based on rates, and obviously we can look at yields in regards to this. So yields have been holding strong. You can see they're pumping, and obviously this is going to drive. I think there's a real lagging factor of yields in the dollar, so let's wait and see obviously what happens there. But anyway, gearing up to the trades that we've got this morning, obviously with our outlook trend macros, we're going with buying the US dollar this morning. All right, so we're obviously selling pound US dollar. We were very, very close here. We posted 640, I think. Yeah, so just as it's come back, hasn't even come back into up to our area. So a little bit unfortunate here, but it is what it is. It's looking like it's going to tail off to the downside. Euro as well. Very, very similar. Happy with entries. I didn't want to go any tighter. Aussie, similar too. Not really moving so quickly, Aussie. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Excuse me. And then we got gold, which, gold's a write-off. It's already gone. I wanted that would have been the only area that I was going to sell from. Now, this is obviously one thing you've always got to think about, and obviously this is one thing that I preach a lot about, is you've got to know the direction of a pair, how you're going to take it before you even enter it. All right, even if you utilize, we've got 250 EMAs here, right? Even if we go on a random chart, right, which is nothing to do with us here, if the 50 is above the 200, as long as you're making your mind up about which direction you're going to take it, you might be like, right, you know what, I'm going to buy from here because trends to the upside, EMAs are to the upside, so I'm going to look to buy. At least if you do that, you're going to be able to find some good areas to buy from. Whereas if you're thinking, right, I'm going to buy, am I going to sell? I don't know really, but if you go with a plan, at least then you've got an idea of where you want to buy stuff from. This is like the 101 of my strategy. It's being confident in buying it, and then it's taken the risk in regards to right, what are the likelihood that price is going to dip below here and hit these three? Probably not during London. All right, so I probably would take these out. All right, and then I'd be honing in this. I'll be thinking, right, you know what, let's have a look at this. So we've got 150 definitely, and then say 900. Yeah, all right, so potentially might be looking at these here, and then obviously that's where I trigger everything from. Stops probably doesn't even have to be that bad here. Probably stops could put one here, could put one here. I'm just using this hypothetically, coming in to test these highs. you know, there we go. But at least there's reason, there's rhyme towards everything. You've got to have a reason why you're doing everything. You know, USDJPY would have triggered, and then, you know, we're obviously off, you know, what's happening. Yeah, if you want to have one entry, if you want to have two, if you want to have three, you know, that's obviously your entry, your choice here. I mean, I would probably set mine up a little bit like this, and then obviously they would all be pretty tight stops. So something like this, right? But what does that mean here? That means that we've then got three, you know, chance here to really, you know, capitalize. Because if one taps, brilliant. We've probably only got to go up here. If two taps, great. You know, you end up, the beauty of having all these multiple areas is you have options in regards to, you end up wanting things to tap as opposed to worrying when we're in drawdown, because that's another thing. But I'm gonna have to end this here. I hope everyone has a great morning this morning. Apologies, you know, I haven't been able to do a live, but they will be back tomorrow. And yeah, let's, you know, make sure that we smash it. So have a good one, guys.